Hey, and welcome to Kitchen Table Conversation, episode 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, somewhere up in there. It's almost running together. The shows we got going on, but we got a great show for y'all this evening. We got two awesome guys, two awesome young men that's gonna come on today and talk about their platform and talk about why you should vote for them in their respective districts and their respective races. Um, Listen, it's been a crazy week in Tuscaloosa. We had Stillman homecoming last week. Amazing time in the city. The footprint of Stillman spans across the United States. I've met people from California, Washington, New York, Miami, Detroit. Even some of my frat brothers I've never seen, met from all over the place. So, uh, yeah, Stillman's footprint spans across the United States. Um, Alabama lost a tough game to Auburn the other night. Well, you live by the three, you die by the three. I hate that, but hey, we gotta do a little bit better shooting the ball down the stretches. Down the stretch, we gotta do a little bit better shooting the ball. Other than that, guys, we got to keep doing what we're doing in the city. We got a big ceremony coming up next week with Mind Changes at West Lawn. Tune in to my Facebook and Instagram to get more on that. We're gonna continue to highlight our young men because we could change that mindset. Hope they can go back and change their environment. So we're gonna get right into it. I'm just getting over a little bit of still of COVID, so I need to kind of go home and still rest and rejuvenate myself. Our audience, I tested negative 2 or 3 times, so I'm good. Y'all looking at me like they looking at me like, man, you got COVID, got me in here, but nah, we good. Yeah, I just need to go home and rest a little bit. So our first gentleman gonna be coming on after the short break will be Denison Ferrell. He's running for office of mayor in the city of Tuscaloosa. He'll be right on in a few minutes to talk about his platform and why you should vote for him. Stay tuned. Hey, welcome back to Kitchen Table Conversation. Our first guest this evening is Denison. He told me I said his name wrong. Denison Ferrell, how you doing, man?
Just fine. How you?
Good, man. Good to see you. For the ones that don't know you, explain to the people who is Mr. Ferrell.
Mr. Ferrell is a school teacher, policeman, community servant. I'm running this race for the community. It's not about me. It's all about the community. The platform I'm running on, education, crime, and accountability.
Okay, education, crime, and accountability. You wanna highlight some of those bullet points on the education, your crime and accountability platform.
One of the things when I'm talking about education, we're trying to educate all of the kids the same way when all of them are different and need to be in different paths. You have some that need to go academic route, but then you have those that are talented in the technical area. And they should be starting in those areas earlier. Okay. Another thing, discipline in our schools. Nobody's willing to tell the truth or tackle the problem. We make excuses for not tackling the problem. Our kids are being taught that there are no consequences in this life. They're growing up, not having any consequences. So they just do anything. I mean, if you don't have order in a school, you don't have no learning taking place.
Mm-hmm.
And no consequences leads to no order and no learning. I mean, just imagine. I taught 7th grade,
Mm-hmm.
and I had kids that didn't know their timetables in the 7th grade.
Oh, wow.
I mean, just think about this also. You have kids that go a whole year without math teachers. You have permanent subs that are there every day because you can't get a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mainly because there is no order. Nobody's held accountable. We're not holding the parents accountable. We're not holding the kids accountable. The bulk of the pressure is put on the teacher.
Mm-hmm. So how does that marry together the education part and your office of mayoral office? How does that marry together to make those things work?
Well,
When you talk about all the work being on and no accountability, and all the work being on the teachers.
okay. One of the things that the mayor has to do is have, first of all, have a good working relationship with the educators in this over education here in
School
Tuscaloosa.
board.
Right.
Okay.
The leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Because there and you can suggest, because the city gives funds to the educational system,
Mm-hmm.
you can make suggestions. You can work together to solve that problem, because we know that without a good educational system, you are not going to thrive as a city.
Right.
If your crime overrides everything, nobody's going to want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Businesses are not going to want to be here.
Right. You're absolutely right. It goes hand in hand. Education, city development, crime, city development, all of it goes hand in hand. So you guys, if you're in the chat, if anybody live, you got any questions, ask your questions, leave your comments in the chat, and we gonna this is how we do it here. So we got a question. What's your question?
It's more of a statement. Jasmine Hall states there is a teacher shortage across the U.S. It is a lack of pay. That was her statement.
Oh, that was oh yeah, we know it's a teacher shortage. Don't nobody want to go into education no more. I was at Stillman the other day talking about back in the day they put out, you went to Stillman, right?
Right.
Graduated with Stillman Sigma, right?
Right.
Anyway, back when we was in school, back before I went to the military, 80 and 80, they were Stillman were pouring out teachers.
Right.
Pouring out teachers. And now I don't even know if they got a class of teachers yet. It is a lack. So keep your questions and comments coming. All right, we're gonna jump into these questions. These are 3 questions that was commonly asked when it comes to specifically the mayoral candidates, the people that's running for mayor. The first one is, how do you plan to improve public transportation infrastructure better to serve the residents and reduce traffic congestion?
Well, one of the things you have to do, you got to have meetings with people in the community that specifically use public transportation. They are going to be able to tell you what needs to be improved.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be able to tell you that. That's the only way you're going to be able to improve it. And you got to see what the feasibility of these improvements can be.
Mm-hmm.
And just like I said, with the traffic thing, we know here in Tuscaloosa, we got all of these businesses, Lyft, the other carpooling, Uber, and people making livings doing these things, and it's going to be hard to reduce that traffic. You're going to have some type of study done that has been done with a city that's comparable to Tuscaloosa that have made improvements to see what does it take to improve that transportation problem?
Because we sure got one in Tuscaloosa, especially on the Lurleen Wallace. Lurleen Wallace either going in the Northport or coming out of Northport, going down 69 and coming up 69 or McFarland or University or 15th Street. It's congested all the time. And I understand that by population growth, students, all that, but we do need some help with that. That's a good point. What measures will you take to ensure public safety while also addressing community concerns about police reform and transparency?
Okay. Number one, and I police over 20 some years. The first thing, police got to build a relationship with the people in the community. You can't be so standoffish. And the community guys have to realize that the police can't do any more than they allow them. We can't help you if you don't want help.
Right.
You know, in places I know that people successfully police, they have a relationship with the people in the community, and also that community is involved. They are not just, you know, just say I'm in a neighborhood and a house get broken in. In a lot of our communities, people will watch them break in and won't call the police,
won't say
and won't
that
say
ain't none of my
anything.
business.
So the police can't be everywhere all at once. You know, we can't be everywhere. The police can't be everywhere at once. So the community has to realize that without their help, they know who the problem people are in their communities.
Yep.
And the police know where these problem areas are because they keep statistics on where these crimes are happening. And you have to target those areas and target those crimes.
And so you call that community policing.
Community policing.
There you go, community policing. We did a lot of that when I was on Elevate committee and other committees that I've been on, boards I've been on in the city. We always harp on community policing. It's very, very vital to have police officers that know that old lady down the street, or know that young couple over there, or know that family that's been here for 5 generations. You know them. You know who they are, and they know who you are. So if something do happen, they feel confident enough to come and tell you.
Right. Yeah. And just like the transparency thing, the city has to be ready to be transparent. We got to let the officers know if they're right, we're gonna back them. But if they wrong, we also gonna do what we need to do to solve the problem.
Right.
You know, see, and I've seen in the past that they do other things to protect bad officers. And just like I said, it's bad people in all professions, but police are held to a higher standard, and officers have to understand that they are held to a higher standard. And we got to learn that every time a police get to fighting with somebody in the community, they didn't necessarily want to fight them. You know, sometimes people
make you fight.
Yeah, they create that problem.
Yeah.
And people get hurt in fights.
Yeah.
We already know that, right?
Yeah. I done heard a few in my day.
You know, we got to be realistic. We need to quit saying, "Oh, that poor baby," and we know they were bad and they were doing wrong.
That baby killer.
Quit upholding wrong.
Yeah, you're right. We got a question.
Wrong.
So Jasmine Hall stated, how is he going to, it's kind of the same question, but she said, how is he going to work with law enforcement and other agencies to curb gun violence and crime in Tuscaloosa? And Barbara Ann commented, amen, on your comment you just made.
Well, we got to, number one, we know that they passed laws that allow people to just carry guns.
Yeah. We was just talking about that. Yeah.
You know, first of all, they got to do something about that. You know, and we know where this gun violence is happening. So we got to target those areas. We got to be visible, not just patrolling through. You got to be there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one of the things that me and some other guys did when I worked public housing here in Tuscaloosa, we knew where they like to hang out at.
Mm-hmm.
We just parked there
Mm-hmm.
and stay there. You know,
Then
and they would move on.
They move on, go somewhere else with it. Yeah.
They move on.
Yeah.
You know, and just like I said, when they know, just like I tell people, a lot of times you don't get new customers.
Yeah, get the same old folks.
You get the same old folks all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all
You
the
know,
time. Same old people doing the same old things in the same old area all the time. All the time. I feel you on that. All right, and the last question is, what are your main strategies for addressing affordable housing in our city, and how do you plan to involve the community in those initiatives?
okay, one of the things that I've researched is rezoning for low income housing. Rezoning. I mean, I have a hotel right down the street from where I live that, you know, I know that there has been a developer to come there and want to develop it and get it up to code and everything, but the city wouldn't work with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that could, places like that could be a place for people of low income to stay. You know, rezoning, you know, working with developers to build low income housing.
Mm-hmm. Turn more to commercial property into a residential property,
Right.
And turn those residential, those high end residential, not areas but properties, maybe you can turn them to a low to medium income area as well, where people be able to afford to live.
Exactly.
And they can live where they want to, not where they have to.
Right.
Yeah. So that's good, man. I know we have a lot. Affordable housing in Tuscaloosa is outrageous. It's almost non-existent. I know
Right.
we just moved, and we my rent went up 3 straight years. And where I moved to, it's a pretty nice neighborhood, but it's outrageous.
Right.
1,600 square feet. If you paying rent, you might pay $2,000 a month.
Right.
If you're trying to buy
and see,
1,500 square feet, it's gonna cost you $300,000 or more.
And another thing we got to look into, we have neighborhoods that have these properties that have been just
Abandoned.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the city, I mean, in the long run, it would be good investments to look into investing in these properties that have been abandoned and make them affordable housing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, and I've also seen that there's been research done that said the more affordable housing that you have, the lesser your crime.
Yeah. You're right. It changes. It almost changes the dynamic of your mindset when you move from the hood into a new home, or you just stay in the hood but just into a new home. It kind of changes your mindset. I know I'm getting all the way into quick conversation, and see they're shaking their head. I'm getting all the way into his conversation. So, but it changed your mindset about how you feel about where you live and what you live in, and it change. You know, it can help curb some of that violence in our city. I know I was told one time that the city, not just Tuscaloosa, it was somewhere I was at a conference or something. They said cities don't want to be real estate agents. So that's why they don't buy a lot of property, abandoned property, and different things like that. They encourage investors to buy that property. But I think in Tuscaloosa, and we might have it. So LaPierre, if you're watching this, call me tomorrow. Well, we can incentivize some of these entrepreneurs or investors to buy these abandoned properties or underserved properties and stuff and turn them into affordable housing. You know, get some grants or something. I don't know. It might be out there, but I'm just spitballing.
Right.
So what you think about that?
Well, I think it's a very good idea, and just like you said, we need to encourage people that own properties to have some affordable housing to help the community. I mean, you just think about it. What sells real estate? Good educational system, low crime,
No crime, and affordable housing.
and affordable housing.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, man. That's it in a nutshell. Itself. Great education, low crime, and affordable housing will sell your city. Anybody? We got any more questions? Any more comments? We good? All right, Miss Ferrell, like I'm gonna do with everybody. Now, this is my buddy from long time ago, y'all. This is my buddy from long time ago. He married one of my best friends from high school sister. So we've been friends for 1,000 years. We don't look that old. We've been friends for 1,000 years. So what I'm gonna do is, like I do everybody that's on my show, I'm gonna get out the way, and you give the people an opportunity. I mean, you give them an opportunity to know who you are and why they should vote for you. All right, I'm gonna scoot out your way. It's on you, baby boy.
Well, I'm gonna simply put it to you like this: you vote for me, you voting for yourself, because it's not about me; it's all about you. Thank you.
All right, appreciate y'all. We'll be right back with a commercial break. We'll Welcome back. Hey, we just heard from Denison Ferrell, I'm sorry, mayoral candidate. Like he said, you know him, vote for him. And now we got on the famous or the infamous. Which one is it?
Pick your choice.
And since his picture didn't do no justice on the scan, so he gave me his old flyer. Mr. Dennis Quick Collins, what's up, man? How you doing?
How you doing, man?
Good, man. It's so good to see you, boy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Keep that hair laid, don't you, Doc?
Hey, thank you. Well,
You my guy, man. You my guy.
and getting back to the hair thing, I used to be a beautician for 13 years.
For real? I didn't know that.
A little about that. I was honored in church on yesterday for being the first black male cosmetologist in the city of Tuscaloosa.
Wow.
I was the first black male to attend Shelton State cosmetology class.
Really? Black history, and we didn't even know it.
Yeah.
First black male cosmetology student and the first black male in the cosmetology program at Shelton State. You was at C.A. Fred?
No, Shelton State.
Oh, you was at Shelton. Okay, I mean, you ain't old.
Cosmetology, not at barbering.
Okay.
Don't
That's
get
a
it
difference.
confused. Don't get it confused.
Oh,
What's the difference?
Barbering is cutting hair and styling.
But you do that cosmetology, you style and cut.
No.
They did
It's a
what
difference.
I did.
Okay,
They,
all right.
they did what I did, but
He's a barber.
they wasn't
This a
trained to
barber.
do what I wasn't trained to be a barber.
Oh, can you do something with this?
Yeah.
No, I'm scared they're gonna leave if I do anything.
Get it like this.
I'm not. Whoa, man. Okay, all right. I knew this was gonna be a good interview. Quick, man. It's so good to see you, brother.
Yeah.
You've been a good friend of mine, a good advocate, and good starting of what we do in the city for a long time, brother. So for the folks that don't know you, Dennis Collins, talk to the people and tell them who is Dennis Collins and yeah, who are you?
I am Dennis Collins. I've been a resident of Western Tuscaloosa all of my life. I'm a member of the Plum Grove Baptist Church all of my life, where Pastor Tasha Corey Savage is my minister.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy people. I enjoy working with people. And like I said, I was a hairstylist for 13 years, and I retired from Tuscaloosa City School System.
Okay.
And I'm an advocate of this community. And like I said, I love people. They say I talk a lot.
Yeah, you do that. No, my butt. You my butt.
But but I feel like if you got something to be said, you should
You
talk.
you should say it. You
Yeah,
should say
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So we're gonna jump right into the question. Disregard what I sent you earlier,
Okay.
because he's some kin to me, so I got to do what he tell me to do. So you running for District 1 City Council, District 2. I'm sorry, District 2 City Council. So what made you want to run for District 2 for City Council?
Well, it goes back. I'm gonna take you back way back.
Take us on back there.
I've been around political figures since I was about 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when Walter Flowers was running against George Wallace in the Democratic headquarters at Melisham's service station.
Oh wow.
So I was a foot soldier then. I was just getting out door to door, and it stuck with me. And I've campaigned for a lot of people, mayors, county commissioners, city councils, state senators,
Mm-hmm.
probate judge. I've campaigned for people, and I've seen the ins and outs of it, and it intrigues me. And then at this particular point, I might be stepping a little ahead of myself, but at this particular point, I believe it's my time.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's my time, and I just want to be here to serve.
Okay. You got any questions so far?
Can he explain to us where District 2 starts and ends?
Yeah. Tell us about District 2.
Very easy. Most people think District 2 is just Western Tuscaloosa.
Mm-hmm.
Let's leave out of Western Tuscaloosa and come east. From the fire station on 15th Street,
Mm-hmm.
roughly on 15th Street and Greensboro Avenue, all the way to where we are now, McFarland Boulevard and 15th Street. You come to McFarland Boulevard on 15th Street, you take a right. You turn where we are now, Hargo Road.
Mm-hmm.
Take a right and head back west. Everything in that section, when you go up 15th Street, everything on the right is District 2. Midtown Village is District 2. Forest Lake is District 2.
Yeah, I didn't know
Glendale
That
Gardens,
was
the
District
Downs.
7.
I thought it was 5.
No.
I thought it was 5.
No.
So okay, Kip got the University Mall, right?
I guess I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think District 5. That's 5.
or 6.
I don't know.
I don't know where that's 6.
But you saying Midtown Village,
And everything
then
going
come
back.
this way, AT&T, Olive Garden, all that.
Right.
Come all the way down to the
Like
light right here on Hargrove, and come back this way.
it's
Oh
District
wow,
2.
I didn't know that.
South Side, Rosedale.
Okay.
Okay, and you go down Greensboro Avenue from 21st Street. You go down Greensboro Avenue, all the way up to Kmart. Everything
Okay.
on the right, the movie theater, Lowe's, all of this.
Oh wow.
All of this, the police department. All of this is in
Okay.
District 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moreshire.
Moorshire.
All that.
Okay, when you get up near where Kmart used to be, a portion of Dixon Manor is District 2.
Dixon Manor.
Yeah.
That is that.
Across the street from where Kmart was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Over there with it, retirement home and all
Yeah,
that.
you turn left right there.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, now.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Fitness over there.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's a concentrated area. The district starts down near my church, across the street from my church, Plum Grove, off of Foster Fair Road. And you come up Foster Fair Road, everything to the right, everything, Lincoln Park, Honey Hill, the Glens,
Mhm.
Cherry Stone, the Valley, all that is District 2. Over there where I live on 26th Street, you turn right there at Rollins, you go to 29th Street and Ash Street, all of this,
Mhm.
and over there, Beulah Church, and you go down to 19th Street and go back east.
Shacktown.
Yeah,
Okay.
all that is District 2.
Oh man, I didn't know District 2 spanned.
Yes.
That's how crazy. Me and a friend of mine was having this conversation about the lines and how construed and awkward they are. How you can go down one street and you cut through a neighborhood. One person in the same neighborhood on one side of the street is in one district, and the others in the second in the next district. It's crazy how
But
they
see-
got it
but
all
see-
lined up like that.
You got to have a dividing point somewhere.
Yeah, I get
Safer
that,
entrance,
but
safer
it
entrance.
should be in the middle of nobody's neighborhood. To me,
Yes, cause right
it makes sense. It don't make sense.
in the middle of in district 7, right here across the street. Matter of fact, this right here is District 7.
Mhm.
Over there is District 2. We're
Okay.
sitting in District 7. District 2 is across the street.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yes.
So what changes do you need to think that need to come to District 2, and what advances can you, or what can you bring to District 2?
Okay. First of all, I got a campaign in District 2, well, over the city, about gun violence. Gun violence. I hold a sign up every so often. I've been doing it for a while on my own on 15th Street and MLK. You might see me standing there anytime, about gun violence, stopping this gun violence. You know, we got too many young kids that won't see retirement, won't even see 30 years old, 40 years old.